Only quitters quit.
Hello. Thanks I get. Hello. I started this gangsta. And it's the thanks I get. Hello.
Hey, if you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button, ring the bell, join us. Alright, welcome to Comic Artist Pro Secrets. I am Ethan Van Sciver, 25-year veteran of the comic book industry. Good, question mark, news? Question mark? Again? Jason Momoa says Henry Cavill isn't quitting Superman. What the holy hell? Listen, when all you read are garbage tier websites, pop culture fan sites like Cinema Blend, like I do, that's all I read. I read all of these websites every single day. Then you might get some fake news. And when you do get fake news, I will point it out. Jason Momoa says that he didn't leave, he didn't quit. Now, months ago, here's the situation. Months ago, it was reported everywhere, far and wide. I think even the Hollywood Reporter may have reported this, and they report on Hollywood. Hence the name, Hollywood Reporter. They reported that Henry Cavill was unable to find time in his very, very busy schedule, having a mustache and not having a mustache, to portray Superman in just a cameo appearance in Warner Brothers' new movie Shazam, which is coming out, I think it's coming out this spring. They've really just needed Superman to make a cameo appearance, and Henry Cavill is allegedly Superman. Now, if you take on a role like Superman for the DCEU, the DC Expanded Extended Universe, your obligation is always to be Superman. They're trying to build a world here. And as they make other movies like Aquaman, which turns out, it sounds like it's going to be a huge hit, probably even bigger than Wonder Woman. Amazing, amazing. It is going to be your job to be Superman when called upon to be Superman. Now, if you can't do that because you're busy making some art house film or having a mustache or anything like that, then it's time for you to go bye-bye and let's get a new guy to come in here and play Superman. My feelings about Superman are intense and deep and profound, and they have existed in my heart since I first saw Superman the movie back in 1978. I was 4 years old. Christopher Reeve as Superman changed my life and pointed me towards this fantasy world of superheroics and storytelling, comic books, all of the things that I've based my entire life on. Superman is Christopher Reeve. Christopher Reeve is Superman. And although other people have portrayed Superman, have taken on that role, none have ever been able to capture the kindness and strength and decency and honor that Christopher Reeve was able to capture. That's that innocence that is maintaining unearthly power, the goodness of all of that. When Christopher Reeve's Superman showed up on the screen, you knew everything was going to be okay. You didn't need to be afraid anymore because Superman was probably going to be able to take care of it. You could put your trust in Superman. Now, Henry Cavill's version of Superman, I don't know. It's a mixed bag. Let's be frank about it. His Superman is a mixed bag. He looks cruel. Rarely does he emote kindness or that he cares about your feelings, that he's going to save your life. He's in the middle of fighting aliens and destroying Metropolis and not really taking too much responsibility for the denizens of Metropolis or even really Smallville. He just seems cruel. And he seems unwound, and he seems like if you catch him on a bad day, he's going to disintegrate you and your police car with his I-beams, so his heat vision. So really, I don't feel connected to this character right now. This version of Superman, he doesn't even have his spit curl. That's vital. He needs to have his spit curl. I don't care, personally, if Henry Cavill quits Superman. I mean, it could be worse. We could find a worse actor to be Superman, but we could also possibly find a better one. I had hopes that this was going to be the case. Ben Affleck can go as Batman. I guess Henry Cavill can go too. None of them have made movies that have really succeeded in capturing those two characters, so it was fine. Now, I run off of the mouth. I could talk about this all day long. Aquaman, here's the thing. I was wrong about Aquaman. I thought that, Jason Momoa's version of Aquaman, I thought Jason Momoa would make a better Lobo than Aquaman. And I think probably 90% of people would agree with me, or would have agreed with me, that Jason Momoa should have played Lobo rather than Aquaman. But the thing about Aquaman is a blank slate. The idea we have of Aquaman right now is a blonde-haired Donny Osmond who talks to fish. He isn't. He doesn't really. We don't really have an idea of who Aquaman is yet. We haven't placed an identity, a real person to him. But whereas Linda Carter has always been Wonder Woman, and Christopher Reeve has always been Superman, and for many people, Michael Keaton is Batman, or Christian Bale is Batman. Aquaman is a blank slate, so anyone can come in there and make Aquaman their own, and Aquaman can become them. So, turns out Jason Momoa is probably going to change Aquaman into a character that has fins. I want to say legs, but let me be a cheese ball and say fins. All right, so that's that. Henry Cavill hasn't quite done that for Superman yet. He hasn't yet really become a Superman that we can trust, love, and respect the way that Christopher Reeve did. So when he said he was leaving, or when they said he was leaving because he wasn't making himself available the way Robert Downey Jr. makes himself available for every time Iron Man needs to appear somewhere, that is problematic. Turns out Jason Momoa is saying that he's staying. So let me read this article and let's find out. There's been a lot of mystery regarding Henry Cavill's future as Superman in the DC Extended Universe, particularly after it was reported back in September that the actor was leaving the franchise behind. According to Cavill's DCEU co-star Jason Momoa, aka the cinematic Aquaman, I'd be walking around with a t-shirt that said the cinematic Aquaman. Yeah. Getting ladies wet. Cavill, that was awful. So sorry. Cavill has no plans to hang up the red cape and S-crest anytime soon. As Momoa put it, I just talked to Henry. He's absolutely not leaving the character. He loves the character. He's not. 100%. It's absolutely, and then in brackets, not going to happen. Now, this is important here. It says, just to be clear, we have no idea how much insider knowledge Jason Momoa about. We have no idea just how much insider knowledge Jason Momoa about Henry Cavill's future with the garbage tier, let alone his discussions with Warner Brothers. Maybe Cavill did decide to clue Momoa in on his future Superman plans, or maybe Momoa is just being overly optimistic about Cavill coming back for another round of Superman shenanigans. In any case, Momoa made it clear while speaking with Entertainment Tonight at the Hollywood premiere that, as far as he's concerned, Cavill isn't done with Superman by a long shot. Well, I mean, all right, so we're not really sure. Jason Momoa might not know, but it also might be that he's signaling that Henry Cavill isn't quitting. He didn't say that he's doing another. Did he say he's doing another Superman movie? I mean, he's not leaving the character. He loves the character. He's not. Well, he could be fired though. So I mean, that's something. He could have been replaced. Well, I mean, while Man of Steel 2 has barely seen any progress during its years-long development, Henry Cavill playing Superman again across the entire DCU was called into question when a rumor came out that Warner Brothers and DC were trying to get the actor to cameo in Shazam. But those talks broke down due to scheduling conflicts. What a pain in the ass, because he was working on Mission Impossible Fallout. What a pain, you know what I mean? What a pain in the ass. Just show up for the cameo, could you please? That said, supposedly this has paved the way for Cavill to leave the DCEU behind, though that is still yet to be officially confirmed. Warner Brothers later responded that while it has a great relationship with Cavill, it hasn't made any decisions regarding any upcoming Superman films. Interesting. See, that to me suggests, there is conflict. Henry Cavill's Instagram video didn't help with clearing up the matter. Oh. Aside from another report coming out a month later claiming that both Henry Cavill and Ben Affleck are done with the DCEU, we haven't received any major updates regarding this Superman matter, though if Jason Momoa is to be believed, this is no longer an issue. Why would they let Jason Momoa tell people? I mean, that could be the way to do it, honestly. You want to show brotherhood and all this stuff. Hey, this guy, Jason Momoa can come out and release the news that all is well, rather than Warner Brothers coming out and making it like an official declaration that all is well between them and Henry Cavill, which basically underlines and confirms that there were problems to begin with. Maybe this is a simpler, more organic way to release that news. That is possible. That said, Amy Adams did recently state that she thinks her time as Lois Lane might be over. God. which, if true, could mean that either the Superman mythos is being set aside within the DCEU, or that it might go through a revamp that leads to new actors playing these characters. Alright, so it basically is still up in the air. We are not sure. It's worth noting that Henry Cavill did recently sign on to Netflix The Witcher series, so he's busy. It remains to be seen whether, when, or even if Henry Cavill will play Superman again, but you can catch Jason Momoa reprising Arthur Curry when Aquaman dives into theaters on December 21st. Oh yeah, I mean this movie is gonna work. I have faith. I think I did a video a while back where people were speculating that early, early indications were that the movie was gonna bomb. Evidently not. It looks like it's gonna be a big, huge hit, and possibly bigger than Wonder Woman. Now, part of this, part of the annoying thing about this is DCEU is really having trouble finding its footing. Whereas the Marvel Universe, the MCU, came out with, Iron Man, Captain America, and they stumbled a little bit with the Hulk. But really, the Avengers solidified everything, and ever since then, all of these movies are working in tandem. They're connected. There really does feel there's like a comic book feeling to those movies, and that hey, it's all interconnected. You can see as many of these movies as you want to, or you can only see one or two. They will, you will understand what's going on, but it really does give you all of these opportunities to live in that world. DCEU is stumbling because their Superman movie didn't really work. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. It made me angry. And that stayed with me. I want to like all Superman movies, but this isn't Superman to me. It's not Superman. He doesn't instill hope in me. He instills fear in me. Dread. When I see him on the screen, I'm afraid he's going to do bad things, and he's not going to protect civilians. And risk his own life to do so. I don't like this Superman. The Ben Affleck Batman is just, he's fine. He's an action figure. I don't really care about the Ben Affleck Batman either. There's no wit, charm, warmth, and he's Ben Affleck. I don't believe he's Bruce Wayne. So I don't mind them replacing these characters. But on the other hand, insanity, the definition of insanity, and we keep saying, is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. The end result with Henry Cavill as Superman, as long as they continue to go in this direction with this version of Superman, will be the same kind of confused, divisive response from the audience. They don't feel the warmth of Superman when they watch these movies, and he doesn't seem like the Superman that we all love and grew up with and remember. So if Henry Cavill has to go, that's fine. If Henry Cavill is staying, take another whack at it, that's fine too. But yeah, there's obviously turmoil behind the scenes here. Obviously, there's a lot of stuff that we're only catching glimpses of behind the scenes between Warner Brothers and Henry Cavill. Hey, want to follow me on Twitter? Okay, cool. I'm at Ethan Van Sciver. Talk to you there. Show your friends you support independent comics while showing the world who you back in the fight against the swarm with the brand new Cyberfrog t-shirt from Crypto Fashion and Comic Artist Pro Secret. Sizes come in small to 5XL, and take your choice of colors between navy blue, white, and black. And if you haven't yet, go ahead and order the Fandom Menace, Go Get Daddy's Belt, Tico, and Soilo t-shirts as well. Link is below in the description. You're going to look great. People love these shirts. They fit wonderfully. Thank you very much. If you enjoyed this video and want to become part of this community, subscribe to this channel by clicking the Laughing Man face logo right on your screen. Ring the bell for notifications as well. You'll never miss a live chat. And stay tuned, another video by Comic Artist Pro Secrets is coming right up.